Alright, this is going to be a Dagobah button skip tutorial. So the first thing to note about this skip is that it's possible to do on 60 Hz, but it's much faster to switch to 50 Hz to do this. Usually we would do this in the Falcon Flight opening. Since there's a bunch of downtime there, you'd cue it like this, and then you would just Alt-Tab in a cutscene. But yeah, so some things to note about the lake. If you are not aware about the lake, if your head is completely submerged, you will die, like this. So how we're skipping the lake is we're jumping onto where the buttons would come up if we were to use the buttons. So like you can see, for example, I can stand here because there's actually a button beneath me. Now, as far as the movement goes for both players, I'll just show the Luke stuff first. So when you start in the room, Luke's kind of over here. I like to jump with him, and then I just kind of walk into the lake a little bit, and then right before it looks like I'm gonna get my head like decently submerged, kind of right here, I'll jump to this light patch, and then you want to jump up left to this darker patch over here, and then from here you want to jump up right to like around here, and then go forward a little bit so that you can double jump and make it to this button area over here, and then just hold straight up and get to the other side. Now what's tricky about the skip is that you also need to get R2 across, and obviously it's fast to do both at the same time. So to make player 2's movement as muscle memory as possible, and without having to focus on player 2, I've got a couple visual cues that I use that just make it really robotic, allowing you to only really have to focus on Luke. So to get R2's fly across, you only need 2 flies, and this first one I like to start when he's right here, right before this left buildable object. Right when he gets to about here, I'll start the fly. And what's nice about this visual cue, instead of like flying from the edge here, is that I can just hold A from here, and I'm keeping holding A, and he'll actually land right here because he runs out of his fly. This is the same dark patch that Luke will go to as well. And as soon as he lands here, you can just start another fly across, and he'll make it across every time. So what this allows you to do is only have to look for R2 when he starts his fly and when he lands after his first fly. So this makes it really easy. So I'll start my fly, I'll jump with Luke, jump with Luke, jump with Luke. I see that R2 has landed, so I'm gonna fly with him again, and you can make it across with both players. And now the R2 movement to get up is just holding up left into this little like shoreline here. This is why you need 50 Hz, because if you're on 60 Hz, he's actually not really going to be able to make it up here as easily. You can see like that. So I did make it up there that first time, but it's just way riskier, and if this happens, you actually have to go all the way back with R2 to where he can start flying again, and then you have to do this movement again. And I'll just show it on 60 one more time. Yeah, so definitely not worth it to do that. Just use 50. But I'll show the skip one more time. So I'm going to start running with Luke. Fly with R2. Oops. Alright, fly with R2. Jump with Luke. Up left. Up right. Fly with R2. Jump across with Luke. And we're golden. And then from here, you're just going to keep R2 in, actually, until you get to the hut skip spot. And then once you get up on the rock, you're just going to drop R2 out. And then you're just going to do hut skip as normal. But yes, that is the button skip.